Awkward Mafia.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome to another episode of Awkward Mafia Watches Lost. I'm Jesse.
I'm Kristine.
Today we are watching Season 2, Episode 3, Orientation. What could that be?
It can mean a lot of things. My first thought was like an orientation, like when you go to college or something.
Yeah.
Or like a workplace, you have to do an orientation. But it could also just mean the orientation of something. Like the position of something.
Yeah. True.
I have no idea.
Well, a lot of stuff happened last time.
Yeah.
So why don't we jump into this one? But first, you at home, don't forget this is not a market substitute. Support the official release. Let's watch. Oh boy.
Oh. Damn. Just smacked the shit out of them.
All three of them.
Want him to die.
So we're still not past this point. It's like the third time he said this.
I don't even keep money in my purse anymore. I've been hiding it. She stole $30.
A couple years ago, my birth mother found me. She told me I was special, and through her, I met my real father. Great news, right? Well, he pretended to love me just long enough to steal my kidney because he had to have a transplant. And then he dropped me back in the world like a piece of trash, just like he did on the day that I was born. You want your damn $30 back? I want my kidney back.
He won't be coming back next week, huh?
No, not likely.
It's too bad. I like bald guys.
I'm not bald.
I can wait. I'm Helen, by the way.
Hi, Helen. I'm John.
That was risky.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what did you do? We're all gonna die.
Why is that? Wow. Hey, do you know we have a Patreon now?
We do?
That's right. You can give us money every month, and it'll help us with the channel.
Yeah.
We got 3 tiers. $1 tier gets you exclusive posts and polls. $5 tier lets you see our stuff early.
Wow.
And $10 tier lets you see our videos uncut, and you get your name at the end of the video.
And you get everything from
All the other tiers
other
as well,
tiers.
yeah. Every tier, you get everything from the previous one. So you get the whole thing. No bar under us. No clips from the thing. You do have to sync up the clips with your own source, but I mean, you can get that. It's on. I said it already. This isn't a market substitute. You can find them on Hulu.
There you go.
And other sources I won't say.
Or you can just listen to us like a podcast and
Yeah.
if you've memorized all of Lost.
Like I have.
Yes. Yeah, if you want to support us, just, I guess, sign up for
Yeah,
Patreon.
just go to Patreon.
Whatever tier you want, or,
There's a link in the description, and at the end of the video, there's like a little square you can click that'll take you right there.
yeah.
All right. Well, enough about that. Let's continue watching Lost. This episode we're on is very interesting to me because we're really watching it right now. We both spilled something on our clothes right before we paused it, and then we changed, and then we're back. This is taking too long. Just watch it.
You see that? That's a timer that's counting down. I've got to enter the code. I've got to push the button.
Or what? Do I know you?
Hey. What are you doing?
I just have trouble sleeping in a strange bed. It has nothing to do with you, Helen, I promise. I really like you. I'll call you.
Morning.
Morning.
And I know that every now and then you like to park outside my house. Now, I thought it might all stop when I moved, but here you are. So how about you tell me what the hell it is you want?
Why?
the first person that ever got conned. You needed a father figure and I needed a kidney. And that's what happened. Get over it. And John, don't come back. You're not wanted.
Whatever you're looking for, maybe I can help. Can you fix a computer? Then you can't help me, can you?
Saeed can fix a computer.
Get him. Go and get Saeed.
We're taking a time out.
Please, just let me.
Look, you want to get to work, you're going to tell me how you got here.
It was 3 years ago. I was at a solar race around the world. And my boat crashed into the reef, and then Kelvin came. He brings me down here. First thing he does, because it's beeping already, he types in the code, he pushes the button, and it stops. What was all that about, I say? Just saving the world, he says.
Saving the world.
His words, not mine. And we saved the world together for a while, and that was lovely. Then Kelvin died, and now here I am all alone. The end.
Don't tell me you believe this. This is crazy. You think that makes sense, pushing a button?
I mean, it is a computer. It's not like he's just pushing a button and magic comes out. It's a computer. What?
An orientation film.
Knew it. It's got. I was like, it's probably not the position thing, but.
Come on, lift me higher.
Whoa. Okay. That was so.
It's a girl.
Nope. It's Alex. Hey, she'd be about 16.
What was going on down there before I showed up, John? You understand that what he's saying, it's insane. It's impossible.
Why is it insane? Is the reason you're so upset because he said he recognized you? Because that would be impossible.
The Dharma Initiative. Say 5 of 6. Oh, 3 of 6. The Swan.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Marvin Candle, and this is the orientation film for Station 3 of the Dharma Initiative. The Dharma Initiative was created in 1970. Imagined a large-scale communal research compound where scientists and freethinkers from around the globe could pursue research in meteorology, psychology, parapsychology, zoology, electromagnetism. Exclusive Danish industrialist and munitions magnate Alvar Hanso, whose financial backing made their dream of a multi-purpose social science research facility a reality. You and your partner are currently located in Station 3, or the Swan, and will be for the next 540 days. The Station 3 was originally constructed as a laboratory where scientists could work to understand the unique electromagnetic fluctuations emanating from this sector of the island. Not long after the experiments began, however, there was an incident. And since that time, the following protocol has been observed. Every 108 minutes, the button must be pushed. From the moment the alarm sounds, you will have 4 minutes to enter the code into the microcomputer processor. Now, do not attempt to use the computer for anything. Congratulations. Until your replacements arrive, the future of the project is in your hands. Namaste. And good luck.
We're gonna need to watch that again.
I followed you last night. Is it your father's house? You just have to promise me that you're not going to go to that place anymore.
It's just funny because, like, Jack is like someone who's like, oh, I'll believe what I see with my own eyes, and then he sees it and he's like, I don't believe it. It's like,
Yeah, pretty much.
It's very close-minded, Jack.
Who are you?
Oh!
Crashed here.
Recognize her now?
Yes.
Sydney to Los Angeles.
She was in the finale last season.
What? 40 years later.
Oh yeah, she was the one in the back.
She survived.
You're right. You've been out here By yourself, all this time.
Trying to find food. Making my way, hoping to find somebody. I'm Ana Lucia.
Sawyer, we're about to be the best thing that ever happened to you.
How's that?
Next time Shaft opens the cage, he's gonna get a surprising little howdy-doody.
Do you ever think that maybe they put you down here to push a button every 100 minutes just to see if you would? That all of this, the computer, the button, is just a mind game, an experiment.
Maybe not wrong. Could be.
Every single day.
That's a long experiment that didn't sign up for.
Oh.
Did it work? That's bad.
What are you doing? Are you leaving?
Yeah, it really wouldn't make sense that, like, if it was just an experiment, like, no one's...
Yeah, why would they step in when Desmond showed up?
Yeah.
Helen, what? Helen, what? Hey, Helen, wait. Don't! Helen!
Was that his car keys?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to choose. Him or me.
No, it's not that simple.
Yes, it is.
I don't know how.
You don't have to be alone.
Jack!
Hurley came too. Hurley. Don't eat all the food.
Whoa. We gotta...
Back up! Back up! Coming out!
Yeah, figured.
Yeah.
What happened? What? Some man takes you down there, shows you a movie, and you push a button on faith alone. Nothing is going to happen!
You got some issues, Jack, that you need to go...
Want to shoot me? Shoot me. But I'm not
Why
hiding
are
behind-
you running? You don't even know what you're running from!
Projection. Nice.
I remember you. I know you. I met you.
Stop.
Los Angeles. I was training, yeah? You twisted your ankle.
Stop.
You're a doctor, right? There was this girl. You were worried. You said you failed her. Was she okay? The girl.
It doesn't matter.
What happened to her?
It doesn't matter.
How can you say it
I
doesn't?
married her!
See you in another life, yeah? Can you fix it?
The power transformer is blown.
Don't you need to know why?
All I need to know is that the timer is counting down to something. And that this computer needs to be repaired. I'm sure you'll tell me why once I've done so.
Very logical. But like in the opposite direction of Jack.
What's that? Saeed?
I'm working on it.
You have to...
I know what I have to do.
John, you telling him he has to do it isn't gonna make him work any faster.
Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. Saeed!
It's on.
4, 8.
Wait a minute.
What is this thing? We didn't even know what it does.
I mean, we need... 32.
You know what?
Forget it. Go ahead, do your thing.
It's 42.
You do it, Jack.
What? This argument is irrelevant.
I love Saeed. I don't care who did. Can we just... I fixed it for y'all, like...
It was big of me to come here and tell you the number. Can't that just be my arc?
Why do you find it so hard to believe?
Why do you find it so easy?
It's never been easy!
Saeed's like, okay. Dude, look, you got another 108 minutes to think about it.
I'll take the first shift.
That was episode 3, Orientation.
I find it hard to believe that Jack finds it hard to believe that there was a science experiment done on an island. Like,
as weird as the one they're on.
Yeah, like, bro, you don't know everything about everything. Is it hard to believe that, like, some scientists with now a lot of money went to an island to do some experiments, found something they didn't realize, and then was like, we need to handle this.
But it'll end the world?
Yeah.
What will end the world? How will
They didn't say that in the video, though. Like, the only thing that...
there was an incident.
It was Kelvin that said that.
And it's utmost importance that you enter the code and push the button. That's true. Kelvin said, save the world.
The video didn't say it would end the world. They just said there was an incident.
And that it's very important that you do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I could understand, like, not believing it would end the world, but believing that, like, something bad might happen, like, it's probable, like... Especially because they said an incident happened. And yeah, like, they should be doing a social experiment. But like you said, it's kind of weird that, like, yeah, when Desmond showed up, like, why didn't they stop it? So, like,
well,
chances of it being a social experiment are kind of low.
So either this is all real, that you have to enter this, the hatch is there because you have to enter the code and push the button every 108 minutes, or the world ends, or something of that scale. Bad happens.
Something catastrophic happens.
Or it's all fake. It's a social experiment that they've been letting go on for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe they all died of the sickness. Maybe it got canceled and no one knew that this was going on. There are explanations of how this could be fake.
Yeah.
And just let loose and, you know.
Yeah.
And
I was thinking that, but... You know, chances are it's not, like,
sorry. So, I think a lot of Jack's denial, hesitation to believe in the impossible stems from his relationship with his now ex-wife. Because he performed a miracle. Mm-hmm. And he let himself believe, and it looks like it didn't end well.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as miracles.
We don't know what happened to her. Like, we don't know if, like, they just broke up, or she died, or what.
Yeah, so he's very adamant that there's no such thing as miracles.
Mm-hmm.
The impossible can't happen. To the point where, like you said, Saeed believes what he can see.
Yeah.
Jack believes what he already believes has been proven. Even if he sees something
that proves him wrong. Or
that can't be explained.
Yeah, like, he's very close-minded, like I said. Like, it's one of those, like, he's a man. It's not just that, like, he's a man of science, because so is Saeed, right? Yeah, and he's willing to just be like, you just told me to fix this computer, or bad things will happen. I'll question you later.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll fix it.
Why test that?
yeah, why test it? I'll just fix it, like, and then we can test it later, right? Or, like,
or figure
we'll
out.
We'll have 108 minutes to fucking test this theory afterwards. After I fix this. So, like,
he didn't even know it would reset. You just saw a timer, and they said the computer needs to be fixed. All right.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So, like, he's looking around, observing, like, well, you know,
countdowns are
not typically, you know. They don't usually count down to something good.
And then pizza gets released. Like, hey, we got pizza on the island. Pizza party.
Except maybe, I guess, New Year's, but, like...
I mean, yeah. When the countdown's connected to all these old school computers, it's not going to end good.
Right? Like... Yeah, as you have seen in Marvel, you know, when that whole fucking bunker blew up on the countdown. Like,
Yeah, no.
Like, just don't test it, man. And then Jack is just, he's adamant to the point where he doesn't even see logic anymore. It's just like, no, I'm like, this is like, it's not even a miracle thing. It's just like, this can't be real. So therefore it is not real because, like, I just don't believe in it. Even though just there's no logic to it. It's kind of like it's just both extremes, right? Like Locke is very like the opposite of that extreme where like he's like it is real, so it has to be real, even though it might not be real, right? But he's just like it is real. That's it. That's it.
There's a spectrum of science and faith.
Yeah.
That every character on the show falls on. And Jack and Locke are the polar furthest points.
Yeah. They really are.
Like, Hurley doesn't believe in crazy stuff, but he believes what's happening to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, the numbers and stuff.
Saeed is a man of science, but he's also a man of faith. He's a Muslim. He believes in his religion. Yeah. And if he sees something crazy, he knows he's not crazy. He knows there's something to it.
Yeah.
You know?
He's not gonna like completely disregard it just because like he doesn't know what's going on, or he might not have like an explanation like right then and there. So he's like a good balance of the two. Yeah,
I think Saeed's probably most in the middle.
Yeah, he's a good balance.
Kate has had very little exposure.
Yeah,
she saw the smoke monster, and I think that's it.
I think Kate is one of those just like she's just taking it in stride. Like I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's real.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if it's hallucinating. I'm just reporting.
I saw a thing of smoke 12 hours ago.
Yeah, that's all I can tell you. I don't know what it is. I'm just
no time to think about it because there's this hatch.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what I saw. I think Kate is just like,
I mean, she knows less than what Jack knows, and she's like, push the button.
Yeah. We can talk about this later. We'll have 100. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think it was like, okay, even if it's not real, right? Like, at least if you do it, you have 108 minutes to talk about it, debate it, whatever, right?
Sure.
Like, and then when the next 108 minutes are up, then you can either just decide to like not leave it, right? Because they're saying every 108 minutes, so it's just kind of like, all right, you just prolong, or like you're just extending when the bad thing may or may not happen, which is better than it happening right now in this moment when like you're all under stress.
Yeah.
At least now you got like an hour and some minutes, almost an hour, like almost 2 hours to figure it out, like debate, whatever.
So the big thing in this episode was the film. There's a scientist, Dr. Marvin Candle, and he explained he's from the Dharma Initiative. And they're a group of scientists, like hippie scientists, that came to the island to...
Hippie scientists.
Well, they said they not only studied science, but sociology, you know.
Social sciences, yeah.
Zoology. And they showed pictures of, or footage of polar bears. Electromagnetism.
They did.
So...
It's not social science. I don't know why that was included.
Well, because they said they wanted to form a commune on the island.
Yeah. Well, they said communal or something like of the social sciences. That's why I was like confused why they included
that's somewhere else on it. I get it because this is station 3 of 6.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So this one's about
social sciences, I guess.
They said it was originally about electromagnetism, but something happened, and now it's about this.
No. They said it was originally that's what the whole initiative was for, and then so they sent people to like study in the lab, and then the incident happened, and now they do that protocol where they have to push the button. So
no, they were saying all that stuff is why they came to the island: the zoology, the social.
Yeah, they were gonna experiment, on the
and
island.
that the facility was originally built to be a lab.
Yeah,
but an incident occurred.
Yeah,
and they say. I mean, Desmond says they mention electromagnetism, and every time I walk down that hallway, my feelings hurt. Jack's key moved. Even though keys are made of a non-magnetic alloy. A lot of people don't know that, so I'm guessing that's why that happens. It's also a case key. Maybe it's different. It's not like a house key. But if you ever see anyone claim to be magnetic because of whatever political reasons, and they stick house keys to their neck, it's not because they're magnetic, because those things can't be picked up by a magnet. It's because they're sweaty, and it's sticking to them through that. Oldest trick in the book. Anyway, let's go over some of the new mysteries here. Who's Kelvin? He was
a scientist.
He was a scientist dude that was here with Desmond. Where does the food come from? He's been for 3 years. It's a lot of food. Not, but you know.
Well, but then originally
Jack asked that. Like, how do you get your food?
Yeah, because originally, like, though, we don't know how long Kelvin was there and how much contact he had before Desmond found him. Because they said that, like, Kelvin was there and then Desmond, like, ran into him. Like, they weren't initially together because he was on a solo race.
Yeah,
so,
he crashed on the island and Kelvin found him.
Yeah, so, like, Kelvin was there for a while. We don't know how long. And so we don't know how long either, like, how much contact he had with his superiors until it either broke off or if he still had contact and then they broke it off. So, like, they could have been sending him food. We don't know.
What happens when the timer hits 0? Does nothing happen? Does a nuke go off? Like, what is it? What's happening?
I feel like a nuke wouldn't go off. If they're saying, like, an incident happened on the island and then they decided to do the protocol, like, that wouldn't make sense that a nuke would go off. Because they're saying, it like, I'm saving the world. A nuke going off in, like, one part of the world is not gonna make the world end.
Sure.
Because we already did that twice. Anyway.
What was the incident? What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then finally, what is the Dharma Initiative? Yeah. I will show too. Oop, let me get my phone out. In the last episode, the shark swims by the camera. You know, real quick. The shark has a brand. That is the Dharma logo.
Oh.
But that's not the swan. It's something else.
Yeah, I can't see it. Wait, was that on its fin or like on
Yeah, it's on its underbelly by the fin.
Oh, okay.
As it swam by. You know, blink and you'll miss it. The shark's branded with the Dharma logo. They did mention zoology, so
yeah, it's not, you know.
Do you think the Dharma Initiative brought the polar bears to the island?
Possible. I mean, if they're gonna do a bunch of experiments, yeah, they need stuff. Like, it's not unheard of.
Okay.
It's not a long shot that they would bring non-native animals to experiment with. Like, because they could have been like, oh, what would happen if we breed a non-native animal with this native animal? Like, it's not that
or how they
far-fetched.
How they adapt to the climate.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that far-fetched. And this is in the 70s too, so I'm like, I'm trying to think of, like, they're clearly not as I'm trying to say, like, oh, like, they're not, like, as technologically advanced as now, because, like, I'm like, obviously now we know a lot more and information is a lot more readily available, but back then it wasn't. In this, like, especially if this thing was started in the 70s, like, they're still figuring stuff out. So yeah, it's not that far-fetched to believe that they would do that for science, especially if they had all that money. Like,
yeah, they're funded by the Hanzo Corporation.
Yeah. I mean, they probably had, like, ulterior motives, but, like, what company doesn't?
Sure. Yeah, it was created by these two scientists, and they got funding from the Hanzo Corporation, and they created the Dharma Initiative, and they came to the island and built at least 3 of the 6 stations. We don't know if they built all 6. We don't know what they built.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's called initiative. Like, what is it initiating? That's why I'm like, they probably had, like, some ulterior motive, like, other, because if it was just for research, like, why initiative? Like,
why not
Avengers Initiative? Like, he's trying to make a group of people to do something. Like, what?
Yeah,
what is
Dharma Labs or Dharma Research?
Yeah,
it's
like,
called the Dharma Initiative.
Like,
maybe it's the social science aspect of it.
Maybe, but like the whole, like, not experiment. The, like, project they were doing is called the Dharma Initiative. That's why I'm like, why? But why initiative? Like, why? Yeah, why not just, like, the Dharma Project or, like, Dharma Research Project or whatever, right?
Yeah, that
doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm like, they were trying to do something with the experiments, but what?
Yeah. We see Locke meet a lady who's an actress, is in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Married with children. She's Leela on Futurama.
Anna Lucia? Wait, which one?
Leela, the Cyclops.
No. Sorry, you're talking about the actress, the Anna girl?
No, I'm talking about Locke in his flashback.
Oh, right.
Helen.
Helen, yeah, okay. Helen.
Did you recognize the name?
Yeah.
It's what he called the phone sex operator that he was calling all the time.
Yeah.
And he called Kate that at one point when he got knocked out and he woke up and he called her Helen. She's like, what? He's like, what? You called me Helen? No, I didn't. So I'm guessing this is the Helen. But speaking of Anna Lucia, this is not the first time we've seen her. She was in Jack's flashback of the season finale. They met each other in the bar.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm all the way in the back.
She was in the tail end, and she survived.
Yeah. She says she was surviving by herself all this time. What do you think?
Well, I mean, clearly not.
You think she's the only survivor, though, from the...
Probably not. I mean, if she was all the way in the back and she was able to survive, probably she's not the only one. And they would have ended up on a different part of the island, probably, so...
Yeah, they broke in half above the island, I think. So, yeah. I think Jack said, based on where they landed and where they found the middle section of the plane, the tail section would have landed in the ocean.
Well, she did say she was,
she woke up in the water.
Yeah, if what she's saying is true.
It lines up with what Jack figured.
Yeah, like she woke up in the ocean. It makes sense.
So it means they didn't crash on the island, they crashed
in the water.
So, which is harder to survive, which is why Jack was like, there's no way they survive.
But the others speak English because they answered.
Yeah, the big guy said, who are they? Yeah.
Lots of mysteries. Finally, we're getting somewhere.
Yes, we're getting some. Well, with every answer, we get like 1 billion questions.
Yeah.
You know, well, what is this? What's that? Oh,
here's more.
There's a Dharma initiative. Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. Let us know if you were in this situation. Would you push the button? Would you err on the side of caution, or test it? Because you can't believe that's true. Let us know in the comments below. Bye.
Bye.